Johnson?
Well, I guess my comments would be, from my seat, it was a pretty good hockey game. Both teams, competed, at a real high level. There were a lot of battles out there. Effort on both teams was really high, so, it comes down to somebody capitalizing on an opportunity. And so, it took us to overtime for, one team to capitalize, and we ended up getting the short stick because we weren't able to capitalize on some of our opportunities. So obviously disappointed that we're not taking the trophy home, but as I told the team, we still got another game left, so we'll figure out tonight who we play and get ourselves ready for next Saturday's game.
Questions for the student athletes?
Mackenzie, what did you see on defense? It was an interesting game where sometimes they would be on fast break, and how did you deal with the ebbs and flows of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think before the game we talked about just staying close and staying in their face, and I thought we did a pretty good job at doing that, and there were times where we had breakdowns, but Soupy always had our back, so I thought defensively we played really solid. I think we just need to work on getting more pucks in the net.
Speaking of that, what did you see when you were on the other end of the ice? They were clogging the middle and obviously blocked a lot of shots, but in terms of getting pucks in the net, what do you think you learned from this game?
Yeah, I mean, we just need to get the goalie's eyes. She was hot and she was playing really well, so just getting our bodies in front of her eyes, and we'll be able to put pucks on the net.
Did you find yourself getting frustrated?
No, I thought we played pretty well.
Kristen, in a game like this, how hard was it to stay sharp when for long periods of time it was in the other end, and then it'd be 10 minutes before you had to make a big save?
Yeah, I mean, at this point I'm pretty used to it. Being a fifth-year senior, I've kind of seen it all now, and I think you just gotta keep yourself in the game. You know that there's gonna be an opportunity coming at you at any point, and you need to be there when you need to make a save.
Going forward, though, do you feel pretty good about where your team is defensively? 1 goal in regulation over 2 games here?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think we really played really strong defense this weekend, and we really worked from the back end out, and I think moving forward we're in a really good position, and yeah, we just got to keep looking forward to our next opponent.
You like to visualize, and do you think the past few games and the way that you guys have played and the few goals have given up, does that put you in a place you want to be heading into the rest of the postseason?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously you want to give up as few goals as possible, and I think that's something we really focus on as a D-zone moving forward, and we want to be that lockdown defense that we've been in the past year. So I think heading into our next game, we're going to be ready to go and ready for anything that comes at us.
Mackenzie, the likely opponent for you guys is Clarkson. With the way your freshman year ended, does that give you a little bit, one more shot at Clarkson?
I mean, yeah, I guess you always kind of keep those things in the back of your mind, but obviously it's a whole different team, and we're a whole different team too, and just hopefully playing at home is always to our advantage. LeBron is always rocking, so we're excited and we're focused on that next opponent.
Anything else for the student athletes? Okay, thanks, ladies. Good luck next week.
Thanks.
Questions for the coach?
Focus on in practice when games like this happen and they're just not getting into the net, and they're it looks like they're doing everything they should, and it doesn't go for them.
Well, I mean, yeah, so, you can go analyze, the game, either tomorrow or Monday, and I should say Monday, and just look at things and what opportunities we are getting. We attempted 85 shots. They blocked 20 plus. We missed the net probably 20 times. And as a coach, you're just preaching, especially late in the game when you're still at 0-0, because any shot can go in. It can hit something, it can deflect off something. But, credit Ohio State. Their goaltender, when she needed to make some saves, she obviously did that. When they needed to block shots, they did that quite consistently. And then you're just trying to navigate, through weeds. And some nights the puck doesn't go in. And tonight, for whatever reason, for both teams, we played 60 minutes. Like I say, the compete level on both teams was high. I thought, the second half of the first period we played really well, created some opportunities, and thought, when you get a power play in the third period, there's your chance to get something. And we had puck possession in the offensive zone for most of the power play, and you know, has some decent looks, but, you know, the puck doesn't go in. So, you know, from that standpoint, I'm not disappointed at all that we didn't have enough looks. We had enough looks. We had enough opportunities. I mean, right before they scored the winning goal, we had a quick 3-on-2, and, you know, Darryl takes the puck to the net, and that's a backhander. And, I mean, if it's, you know, this much more, it's in. But that's why we play. And so, you know, some nights you get that bounce, and other nights you don't. So I was impressed. I'm proud of, you know, the team. They played hard. They competed hard. They battled for, you know, an extended period of time today, and we weren't able to get the puck in the net. And if you don't get any goals, you're not going to win. We can figure that one out pretty easily.
Seems like the girls were crashing the net a little more. Is that an adjustment that you made after that last series up in Madison?
Well, the way they defend and, you know, the way they come back and cover, you know, the scoring area, you know, hockey coaches call it a dirty area for a reason. If you want to, you know, go in there, it's hard because, you know, there's congestions, there's people that are trying to cover you. You know, you have to be willing to go in there and get dirty and try to create something or look for rebounds. And, you know, if the team's defending well and they're blocking shots and their goalie's seeing the puck, then it just becomes more challenging. But, you know, we had enough looks to get 1, 2, 3 today, so we weren't able to do that, and, you know, that's why we didn't win the game.
If it is Clarkson, you're both a little maybe less explosive offensively than you were last year in terms of the offensive depth. Is that a game more to your liking where it's going to be 1-0, 2-1, or would you just as soon have it more like last year where it was a little bit more wide open as a coach?
Well, from our standpoint, you know, we'll see on the bus tonight who we're playing, and, you know, then you start looking on what things we can do to give ourselves a chance to be successful. At this point, whether it's 1-0 or 5-4, you just want to win, because if you don't win now, then your season's over. And I've always mentioned, to me, the quarterfinal game is the most challenging and difficult to win, even when you're at home, just because you're in the tournament, but you're not the Frozen Four. And so it's a game where, you know, you look at the opponents this year that are going to be in the top 8, and you know, a bunch of them have a chance to win it, which is exciting for women's hockey. It's you know, not like it was years ago where you might pick 1 or 2 or 3 teams out of the field of 8. You know, you look at the 8 opponents that are going to be competing for the national tournament, and it's going to be exciting. It'll be all good games, and that's why we call it March Madness. You never know what's going to happen. You see overtimes, you see double overtimes. We've seen 4 overtimes, and so you want to be playing well. You want to capitalize on your opportunities, and you know, that's what we'll look forward to in practices this week as we prepare for, you know, Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Real quick on the historical significance of Ohio State winning 20 years. Wisconsin, UMD, Minnesota won all of the regular season and tournament titles. Is it good for the league to finally have everybody else have a little hope that, you know, someone else can lift a WCHA trophy?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I've mentioned this for a lot of years. When I first started, you know, the whole premise was to try to help other programs get better and stronger and make our league very competitive. I mean, from a coaching standpoint, you always want to win, but in the bigger picture, to grow women's hockey and girls hockey around not only our, you know, our locations and our universities within our states and around the country, it's better to have competitive games. It's better that, you know, teams build their programs and become extremely competitive. And I was thinking, you know, especially in the last 6 or 7 years, our league, you know, from top to bottom has gotten stronger. It's gotten deeper. And it was just a matter of time of somebody coming in here winning our playoffs, or, you know, the next step's going to be somebody winning our league. You know, you follow Ohio State the last couple of years, and, you know, they're right there. I mean, they were in a Frozen Four already. Last year, we scored a goal late in the game to beat them in the semifinal game here. So, you know, they're close, and now they've taken the next step. And, you know, we'll see how they continue to grow. But the overall landscape of women's hockey, this is what we need. You know, it makes our jobs harder and more competitive, but that's what we sign up for. And I'd rather see games go into overtime, close-knit games, and, you know, people winning games and getting that opportunity, you know, to give those experiences to their players.
Anything else for Mark? Great. Good luck next week.
All right.
Thank you.
Travel safe.